Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 5 of GUTTED podcast. I am super excited for tonight's guest. Most may know him as Jose or XXXTentacion's father, but he does have a name and it's Dwayne Onfroy. This is a pre recorded interview, so it will cut right into the interview after this intro. But a few of the things that we talk about his incarceration, deportation, what it was like raising Jose, his favorite songs, ego, illusion. We talk about a lot of amazing topics, and I hope you enjoy it. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Yes, let me start this. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Testing 1 2 1
One,
2.
2, 3.
I'm live in the place to be. Yeah, I'm
Yay.
blessed. I'm blessed. I'm giving thanks. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be able to speak with you. It's 8, right? Where you are? Is it 8 o'clock?
It is
30, 29.
8:28. Yeah,
Oh,
8:28.
okay.
You're on Eastern time as well?
No, I'm in California, so I'm on the West
Oh,
Coast.
oh, you're 5, so it's 5:28 your time.
Yes, but it's dark out here, so might as well be 8. Um,
I miss California, man. I miss Cali,
have you been out
especially
here?
I lived out in the valley from '05 to '08.
Oh, really?
hmm
Did you like it?
Man, I loved it. When I say I loved it, I loved it.
It was probably a lot less crowded back then. It's
And the
insane now.
the weather was always nice, man. It was warm in
Mm-hmm.
the days, except July and August. But it was nice in the days and then cool at night. The only time I didn't really like Cali was in July, the end of July to August. Too hot, too humid.
Yes, it's like
hmm
110 or it's crazy.
And it's
I
not like a dry heat. It's a humid heat where you got to walk like half naked,
yes,
shirtless or
all
whatever. You know what I
sticky.
mean? Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. Yeah, I
that's
miss
so
California
funny.
though. I love how forward thinking the people Californians are, man. I love that.
Yeah,
Mm.
California is great. It's just too crowded, but it's
Oh,
still a
really?
great it's yes, it's insane. It's a great place to be though. I love
Okay.
living
It,
here. Yeah.
listen, you're preaching to the choir. I know that. And what part of California are you from?
I'm from San Diego, but
Oh, from San Diego. Okay.
yeah, I live like an hour from LA now, so
Okay.
yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time because I know you're probably busy.
Um, right now, I'm good. I'm good right now. So it's a good time right now. It's kind of relaxed, right? I kind of got most of the stuff I need to get done for the day done.
Good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm in between right now.
Awesome. So you're my first guest that I guess I've had friends like be a little co-guest on my podcast, but I guess you could
hmm
say I'm kind of nervous. So if I
No,
if I
no need to be
stutter, if
nervous.
I stutter, don't laugh at me.
No need to be nervous. I'm just a regular Joe, just like you.
I
hmm
know. So obviously, a lot of people know you as X's father,
hmm
XXXTentacion, and um, honestly, I don't know if you remember how we crossed paths, which is super weird. I don't know how it happened, but I'd say like a year after he passed, um, I was added on Facebook and I was like, is this person like, are you fake? And then it ended up being, I was like, it's actually his father. And I don't know, I feel like we cross paths for a reason. I love the things that you post on Instagram, the stories, and how positive you are, because I think the earth needs a lot more positivity. And
um,
Jose,
um,
oh, go ahead. I'm
mhm.
sorry.
No, sorry, you go ahead and finish.
I was just saying, Jose. I think obviously his music helps a lot of people, but he was such a special type of energy, and you know that as well. And I treasure him when he was here and him now that his physical body is gone, but I still listen to him every day, and I still think about the things that he talked about when he was here on earth. So
hmm Um, for me, it's easy to be positive because
mhm.
I don't use my words loosely, but I know if the enemy had their way, I would not be here. So I know it's by the grace and the mercy of God. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So staying positive and being positive, it's a little bit easier. Having gone through the things that I've gone through in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, most people who know me knew that I endured 8.5 years incarceration, so
Mm-hmm.
7.5 years of federal prison and a year of immigration, fighting to stay back into the country, which I've known all my adult life. And up until recently, all my kids were born in America.
Mm-hmm.
So having endured that and coming out of that mental, more than physical, mental prison, and coming out with all my mental faculties still intact. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? All my teeth in my mouth.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, yeah. I give all that to the Most High. I
Mm-hmm.
know it's been a test. So posting my experiences and posting positive things that's just where I'm at in my life, because I have much to be thankful for, and I'd like to share that with people who are actually going through what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know, especially let's segue into the young man called Jase. Um, I don't want to take any credit for what he was, but I guess in a sense, he is my son.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So on that level, I say, okay, so whatever he is, that's attributed to the Most High. He was, I can't speak of what he would have become, but he was beginning to evolve into another person.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately his time ended at 20 years and 6 months. But for that short period of time, the young man lived lives that most people wouldn't live in four lifetimes.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so he was learning what he was, man, and he was learning what he meant to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's unfortunate that you know whatever happened. Yeah, I don't even like to dwell on that really, because sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not.
I understand.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll respect that. I know that I wasn't going to bring anything. Um, I
I'm
wasn't
not
going to be in.
sensitive to questions as long as they're not disrespectful.
Of
I'm not
course.
one of those people that say certain things are off limit. Is as long as it's done in good taste. You
As
know what I
long as it's
mean?
not insensitive. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I'm okay with answering. I'm okay with answering.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I've always had this on my mind. I think that it was awful that his passing was kind of viewable for the world to see with videos and all of
Mm,
that. And um I'm not sure where the trial is. I'm not sure if there's an update on that. Do you know anything? Do you know if these people are going to be in prison
okay.
forever or?
All right. So I had asked for the death penalty about 6 months ago.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that's off the table because I would have had to ask about that from the beginning.
Okay.
Um, the prosecutor's name is Steven Zakor. He's been updating me on the situation with the case. I know it was supposed to be in September. It's now pushed back until January.
Oh, wow.
A lot of that, as he explained to me, were as a result of COVID, and the defense was asking for time to put their case together as well. So it's a combination, COVID, and they're doing what they do.
Mhm.
So the next hearing, as I understand, will be in January. Not sure if that's going to be pushed back, but as far as I know, that's what it is right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
pandemic
It's
is.
been, it's been, it's been, it's been. It will be 4 years. It'll be going into 4 years.
I
You know,
know, that's
it's been a long
insane.
time. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
weird because like most cases I know are in their wrap up stages by this time. You know,
Mhm.
but it's a state case. I'm not too familiar with the state. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and every
Mhm.
state's different, so
I'm just patient because I know that justice will be served.
of course.
Um, so whatever extra will be found out will come about. I welcome it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because whatever the speculations are, I'm not into speculations. I'm into finding out what truth is, what the case is. I know he was murdered. It's not a question.
Yeah.
It wasn't a figment of my imagination. It wasn't a movie scene. He was actually murdered. So we know that justice will be served. If it's two out of the four, if it's all four, because in most like these cases, a lot of people flip.
Yeah.
So they make the case against others. And as far as I'm hearing, I think there's like two of the four that's gonna turn state's witness. I
Mm-hmm.
know one of them for sure, the little fat kid. Him. I think
Yeah.
they said he's gonna turn state witness. That's for sure. I'm not sure if it's two of the four, but yeah. So
Oh,
eventually, we'll see it come out in the wash.
eventually, well, like
Hmm.
you said, justice will be served. So,
Yeah.
um, switching to a more lighter topic, what was it like raising Jose? What was
Um,
that like?
I was involved in Jase's life up until the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time I physically saw him was in January 23rd when he just became 10. Cleo had thrown a birthday party for him in her new house. I think it was in Plantation, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And I just flew in from California for his birthday. I bought him, his sister, his brothers, bought him some gear. I think at the time it was Ed Hardy was the major. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I bought all four of them, all Ed Hardy, and I came in for his birthday party because I had just gotten
Nice.
arrested on a state case, and I was back and forth between Arkansas, California, and whatever. And came in on the January for his birthday, and that was the January. Yeah, I think February I went back to Arkansas. Then left there, and after that it was where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Now raising him, um, I was more of a disciplinarian, man. I was strict on them,
Yeah.
on him and his sister, on him and Ariana. So for the first couple of years of his life, it was him and Ariana. Then eventually he had moved back in with Cleo because like from 6 months to a year he was living with me and Ariana's mom. Then after that, Cleo came back and got him,
Yeah.
and then so it's between me and her as far as summers and holidays and weekends and you know
I know how that is. Yeah.
however things were because we were not together,
Yeah.
but involved in his life every day, man. I was strict on him and Ariana. He was
Oh.
already, he already showed his signs that he was a little hard head, but like I said, he was 10, man. He was 10 when the last time I saw him.
Wow.
Um, where he is right now, where he was, you know, the whole not wearing any shirts ever since he was a kid. That's how he was.
No
You know
shirts.
what I mean? No shirts, no shirts. Just a normal little rambunctious kid, man. Love toys, love playing, happy go lucky.
Yeah.
Don't like to brush his teeth, don't like to bathe.
Sounds
Just
like
a
a
normal little
boy.
boy. Yeah, it's a normal little boy, man.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh.
normal, it's a normal kid. He wasn't no crazy troubled kid. He was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
What he craved was like mostly toys. He loved toys. He loved toys. And Corey had come into his life when he was 4. So, he had Corey, he had Ariana, and yeah,
Oh.
it's a normal kid. It's a normal
Yeah.
life.
Do you ever talk to Cleo or is that just something that wouldn't ever happen again?
Um, we at present we don't speak. We
Oh,
have no
okay.
communication. At present we
Mhm.
have no communication. So um with God's willing, man, anything and everything is possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like she's out of reach. We just, you know, we just don't communicate. We at this point in time, there's not much to really say. You
Mhm.
know, we shared, we shared a son. You know, our paths are locked in where that is concerned. We have a son and a grandson together.
Mhm.
Um, so we'll be forever tied together through those two young people.
Yeah.
Um, I have no animosity towards her. I'm in a different place in my life right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? At this point in my life, I'm a servant of the Most High. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
There's no
You know,
room for negativity, yeah.
yeah. Um, to okay, so I can't say Cleo is justified in a lot of things that she's done, and I
Mhm.
can't say that she's not justified. I'm not sure if she holds grudges. I'm not sure whatever it is, but I was not always the best person. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? And our past has a way of, you know, holding us hostage in people's minds. So I wasn't the best person in my younger years, you know, arrogant, you know what I mean, whatever adjectives, you know what I mean. So um yeah, once once Jase died, she felt like there was no need for us to communicate.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then I had challenged the estate. I had put in a challenge to the estate. Now I had retained a lawyer once Jase had died, but I was reluctant to challenge. And eventually, I think Gekum was already born, and the lawyer was like, "Listen, God forbid this is not your grandson. If you don't challenge this estate, you'll have no opportunity in the future, if nothing else." And I literally reluctantly challenged. And
Mhm.
as a result of that, that kind of estranged us. We had conversations before that, but once I did that, that kind of made things, null and void after that. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah. That's kinda sad
Yeah.
though that it turned
It's
that
sad.
way.
It's sad in a lot of ways, man, because it shouldn't have been a situation where I needed a challenge.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It
Mhm.
shouldn't have been that. Now, I'll give her credit. You know, she followed through with a lot of things that Jase had started.
Mhm.
Prior to him dying, he had purchased my mom a house. He had purchased Corey a house. And there's a lady that I know took care of him in his latter years. I was incarcerated by then. I know he had purchased her a house. Um, so he had started doing certain things. So
Mhm.
once he died, she kind of followed through a lot of things. She had purchased my mom a car, Ariana a car. She purchased Deandra a house, my sister Ariana. So there's just my sister Deandra, there's my sister Ariana, there's my mom. So that's
Mhm.
my side of the family. And Ariana was supposed to get a house and a car. So she was gonna do those things, right? So I felt like, okay, naturally, okay, she's gonna do the right thing by me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when she never did that, I was like, okay, I guess that's where we at. You know what I mean?
Yikes. Yeah.
Me being his father, and unfortunately, there was a level of entitlement in my head because um, I'm his father.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I assumed that she would have done the right thing by me, which she never did. And once she never did that, I realized, okay, it's deeper than what I thought because she and I would converse. I mean, every day. She and I would converse every day. We were cool as far as I was concerned. You know, besides her being the mother of my child, we were on a friendship level.
Mhm.
So once once everything transpired, things started changing. I kind of felt like she was greedy. I kind of felt like, you know, I kind of felt like I was entitled. which unfortunately wasn't so. Yeah, I'm his father and everything, but at the end of the day, he kind of left her in charge of his estate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so once I challenged, she took that as an offense. You know what I mean? But that's what happened. So that's what made us estranged. Where I'm at now, I'm over it. You know what I mean? As I said, now I'm not serving material anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was rough. It was rough, man. It was rough because when you attach yourself to the material world, it's a dangerous thing.
It
You know
is.
what I mean? And I learned a valuable lesson. Man. I learned that, it's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And you will lose your everlasting soul trying to chase this illusion. You know what I mean? Now, how am I going to tell people that money is not real? It's not real in the sense that you can't take it with you. A house is not real. How can I say that to a person?
Yeah.
Because anything that you cannot take into your spirit is not real. The only thing that's real is what the Most High creates.
Mm-hmm.
All the things that man creates is an illusion.
It
I
holds no
guess
value.
it holds no
Money
value.
and cars
Yeah,
and all
it
that.
holds no value.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn that lesson because here I am coming from a cocky, arrogant dude who, you know what I mean, lived a certain life in America, is used to a certain life, and now here I am deported, and
Mm-hmm.
things are financially rough, and I got to get used to that. So the ego wants what the ego wants, man. You know what I mean? The ego wants what the ego wants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm his father. You know what I mean? How dare you? How dare you? I'm his mother. How dare you? You know what I mean? And I had to step back and step out of that arena. I had to step back and step out of that arena because the truth of the matter, why I was even reluctant to even challenge their state was financially I wasn't able to pay for a lawyer because, like I said, I just come out at 13 months after he died. Let me see, I came home and 13 months later he was dead. So financially, I was in ruins. You know what I mean? Deported. Everything I earned in America was left back in America. Jeez. Here I am in Jamaica. Literally starting over a new life. And this kid had started taking care of me, and he had made certain promises that he was going to do certain things by me because I think on his first contract he had offered to buy me a house. You know what I mean? So I figured, okay, she's going to follow through and do the right thing. So that the ego is a dangerous thing, man. The ego and the pride is a dangerous thing. So I felt like, okay, naturally, this is what it is. You're his mother, I'm his father. Okay, cool. Millions of dollars being made. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the lesson learned, man, I'm telling you, it's a valuable lesson. Once you can get over that, you're better off for it.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, man. Because like I said, I felt she had done me wrong. I felt she had done me so wrong. I felt she had done me so wrong. You know what I mean? And like I said, the ego was like, man, you can't take this laying down. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And but like I said, this young man earned what he earned. I never helped him earn that because once he was becoming who he was, I was incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
So the only claim I can have is as his father, raising him until he was 10. That's the true claim I have.
Yeah.
His latter years, I was not there. I can't claim that. The only thing I can claim is I can claim Jase Onfroy as my son.
Mm-hmm.
This XXXTENTACION individual, that person I was learning. When I would talk to that person FaceTime, you know what I mean? When I would go through fights with that person on the phone where I felt like I wanted to snatch him through the phone and choke the life out of him. You know what I mean? I was learning about that person who was going back and forth, was almost like a bipolar individual because one day he would be loving me, he would love me, he'd be laughing, and the next day he hated my guts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so for me, it was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, because as far as I knew, I left a son who I was a part of his life every day. But leaving is an abandonment. You being incarcerated has nothing to do with me. I was 10 when you left. It ain't my fault you got incarcerated. I didn't tell the world to lock you up. That was your choices. You chose that life, and that caused you to be away from your three sons and your daughter. You chose that. You know, so before he had died, we had those, what I mean, in-depth conversation where he was bawling, snot running out of his nose like a kid again. You know what I mean? When I tell you, yeah, we had gone through that, man, before he, and this was weeks before he died.
Mm-hmm.
It's April, May, June, so like a couple months before he died.
His
The
inner
first,
child.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he was on the phone, man. He's like, "Yo, you abandoned me." And now we were talking about that. And I said, "What you mean by abandoned you?" I said, "Man, why you lying, man? Why you lying? Why you telling that lie? I said, I abandoned you. You know what I mean? Why you telling people that lie?" He's like, "Yo, I said that when I was 14. When I was younger," he said. "When I was younger, I said that." But I said, "Why you telling people that?" "Because you abandoned me, man." I said, "How I abandoned you? How did I abandon you? Did I tell the feds to come, lock me up because I wanted to run away from my children?" He's like, "Nah, but at the end of the day, you still left."
Yeah.
And at that time, it took me a couple minutes to really realize that, really and truly, yeah, these were your choices why you were not with them. You made them statistics. These were your choices, Dwayne. These were your choices. You know what I mean? And I had to eventually start taking responsibility for that.
That's hard.
You know what I mean?
That's hard. I can relate to that with my father
in
as
a lot of
well.
ways.
So.
In a lot of ways, it's still hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a regret that I have to live with. Now, I don't care what nobody says. I still believe there's two things that would have happened if I were still in America. He and I would have been dead together, or he would have never died.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He and I would have died together, or he would never have died. But that's all in hypotheticals, I have to learn to forgive myself for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to learn to make peace with that. Because a lot of negatives happened afterwards that I wasn't ready for. I wasn't ready for. I wasn't ready for the level of vitriol that I was going to get from the family.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for the type of person that people perceive me to be, and they perceive me based on what he said. So there's people that I knew when Jase was 10. And now these people are saying a whole different story. These are family members are saying a whole different story when they knew what the truth was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, did I step out into an alternate universe? Did I step into an alternate universe? You know what I mean? Now, here is the funeral. And I don't get to even see it on video. I don't even get to see it on a live stream. I don't get to see somebody using their phone and let me watch remotely. There is the the BB&T Center where everybody is passing by watching it in memoriam or whatever, and there's that thing, you know what I mean? And I'm just a bystander from 600 miles away. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm dying every day. I'm dying over and over with no control over this thing. So for me, my first death was prison. So he's like, you died, but you still can communicate without the outside world. So whatever time you're gonna serve, that's death. So if it's 5 years, you're dead for 5. If it's 8.5, you're dead for 8.5 years. Then you come home after that. Then there's deportation. So insult to injury, you're gonna serve this time for this crime, which is marijuana sale. Then you're gonna, after we're done with you, we're gonna ship you back to the country that you no longer know. So now you're going to start all over there. And then here it is, your son done made you famous because now everybody wants to know who you are. Your name is Googleable, and your son is dead. You can't fly back to America, not even on a bereavement visa to make peace. And then the people over there are so angry at you that they won't even give you the respect of a father. Now they decide that you're going to be a stranger, or a footnote. So while you're in your ego stage, yeah, you're going through all this. You're trying to fight for recognition, but really and truly, you only can give up what you give up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The devil cannot take anything away from you. What you do is you give it up to him, because now you're chasing what is an illusion.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I thank God that I have a wife who's a God-serving wife. I'm telling you that this young woman has been my rock. Next to God Almighty, this young woman has been my rock. This is a church-going, God-fearing woman.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of things where I wanted to hear yes, she kept saying no on.
That's the type of people you need around you.
Yeah, man. Because when I was going to challenge the estate, she told me, no, don't challenge that. She said, no, don't challenge. What you're going to succeed in doing is alienating a lot of people who are involved, going to feel like, and I'm like, nah, but the lawyer's saying if I don't do this, then she's like, nah. But I still went ahead anyway. And I challenged. And as a result, it kind of put that, it put that rift. It put that rift between Cleo and I. I don't regret it. In hindsight, I don't regret it, because what is not mine is not going to be mine anyway.
Yep.
What is supposed to be mine will be mine. Whatever God gives, that's eternal.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever man gives is temporary. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I had to go through what I had to go through to learn what I learned. So I am better for it, for the experience. Now, it's sad that I had to go through that after my son died. I had to learn the lessons where I had to learn the lessons in that way where my son died. But you have to go through what you have to go through to get to where you need to get to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? My one regret is the young man dying. I gave up control over that area of my life when I made a choice where I made. So I made a choice to do what I did, and in 08, that causes ripple effects. So incarceration. Now none of your kids have a father because you're away. First you were a breadwinner. Now while you're incarcerated, the money runs out. So now you become a dependent. Your time is done. After your time is done, you filed immigration. So basically you waste another year in immigration, you still get deported. Once you get deported, now you got to start your life all over. When I say start all over, I mean start all over. So it's a lot of lessons learned when I look at it. Incarceration, deportation, death, after effects of death, estranged, ostracized, then God found me. You know what I mean? God called me back to the fold.
Mm-hmm.
So if everybody's seeing me like my locks being cut is a new covenant with the Most High. I had to let go of one covenant and create a new one with the Most High God. I had gotten baptized now 6 weeks ago. So I'm a born again Christian.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the journeys of life happen, man. The
Mm-hmm.
journeys of life happen. Sometimes God have to save you from one thing by denying you that thing for you to become a greater thing in his kingdom.
It's beautiful.
Because I know that if I had gotten my way, and Cleo had done right by me financially or done what I wanted her to do financially, I wouldn't have gotten to this place as being this person.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know what I mean? My life wouldn't be in service. I would have been an arrogant individual. I would have been an entitled individual. You know what I mean? Out of thinking that the world owes me something and not really learning the lessons that the creator wanted me to learn.
Yeah.
So what you see me posting was without even realizing, you know, a lot of those words aren't even mine. They come in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy enough. They're it's like uh, it's like I'm being spoken to when I'm writing a lot of things that you see me writing in the morning. You know what I mean? Or in the evening or in the afternoon.
Yeah. Just comes through you. Yeah.
Yeah, it just comes through me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's a part of my journey.
Yeah.
Now what I've set out to do as well is continue what he just had started, you know, with his philanthropic endeavors and his charities. So
Can I
like with the help, go ahead.
can I tell you what a dream I had about him?
Sure.
Which is crazy you just said that. I had a dream after he passed and it was very vivid, and I was walking down this path next to him,
Mm-hmm.
and um he we walked to this car, and he got into the car and he looked at me and he said, it needs to be finished. So that just made me think of what you just said. I think that he definitely wants what he wanted to be finished. So I think that's
And
amazing that you're doing that.
the car is symbolic. The car is also symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it mean it. What's the word I'm using now? A car is a mode of transportation,
Mm-hmm.
meaning moving things from one place to the next. Yeah,
Yep.
symbolic.
Moving forward. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I know that you have your clothing company, which
Mhm.
I bought a shirt and I love it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your
Of
support, man.
course.
It's much appreciated.
Yes.
More than just buying the shirt. What you did was you are supporting charity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're supporting the building of the nonprofit foundation, which will be Onfroy Foundation,
So is that
which
what you're
will,
working on right now?
yes, ma'am, which will encompass the 5 million movement, which is AKA the Helping Hands
Mm-hmm.
um, charity that he had. You know what I mean? Along with my charities that I'll be championing, which is, you know, education.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what you're supporting with your purchase of Onfroy garments.
That's
Yes, ma'am.
awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah.
if anyone's interested in that, the website,
Yeah,
if I
because
remember, is onfroyclothingcompany.com
yeah, yeah, Onfroy Clothing Company with K's. So it's
with K's,
Onfroy
no
Clothing
C's.
Company. Yeah, no
Yeah.
C's.
No C's.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with how to ask for assistance. So I figured the best way to go about it is to give people value for their money. At the end of the day, you'll be purchasing garments, which is good quality garments.
Yes.
You know what I mean? At the same time, you will be not only helping others, but you'll be helping yourself. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that's what the charity will be doing,
That's
among
awesome.
other things. Yeah. Among other things.
So what's a
Yeah.
goal you want to accomplish next year regarding that?
Um, the goal I want to accomplish, I want to see Onfroy Foundation fully formed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I want to start seeing ambassadors in not only different cities, but different countries.
Mm-hmm.
The long-term goal of that, I would like to do a memorial concert for him every year, where the concert will be benefiting various charities.
That's awesome.
Not only to keep his name, but to keep his legacy alive, and also to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To working on what we are all here for, to leaving this world in a better stead than we saw it.
Yes.
Because the predictions are dire. The predictions are by 2050, the Earth's population will be 10 billion people.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that the carbon emissions will be the Earth will be 2.5% hotter based on the population. You know what I mean? So with a lot of those dire predictions, if we all start doing our part, you know what I mean, we can leave this world in a better stead.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not only
Anything I
helping,
can do to help, I'm down to help,
man,
and I'm with it.
I am much appreciative. You know what I mean? Just let your people know, man. Just support the cause.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about just garments. Hold on, don't hang up. Give me 2 minutes. All right,
Got it.
that's cool with you. All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I didn't cut you off. Still there?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
So you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I said hopefully I didn't leave any dead air on your podcast.
No, you're fine. I can edit
right,
it.
cool.
I'm probably gonna cut
Wonderful.
that out. Yay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're great at speaking. I didn't even really get to ask any questions. Well, you pretty much answered everything without me even asking. And I know you've been doing a lot of interviews and all that. So I appreciate you.
Just gotten more comfortable running my mouth, huh?
No, I love it because it makes it easier for me. I was just sitting here like, yes, I don't even have to ask anything.
Cool.
What was I gonna say? See, look at me now. I'm off. Now my brain is just totally
Hopefully I
turned
didn't
off.
incriminate myself and give up too much information.
Oh no. And if you did, I will delete it. Just let me know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I guess one more question. I've always wanted to know your favorite. What's your favorite song? You've probably been asked this, but what's your favorite Jose song?
I don't have one.
You have a few?
Yeah, there's a few. The first one was when I just realized he could sing, because I thought he was just a rapper. You know what I mean? The first one was Garrett's Revenge. I've dug 2 graves for us, my dear.
Yes.
I love that. Then Sad was cool, and the other one is Sad and Changes. But then when Whoa, Mind and Awe,
that's my favorite.
Oh man. Like the first time that album dropped, and I was driving to the North Coast, which is Montego Bay, which is tourist area.
Mm-hmm.
And the song came on, man, and the song was speaking to me. I was just bawling. When I mean I'm bawling, I was bawling because I think he was he wasn't in a year yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it a year? When
I love that song.
Yeah, so I was on my way to the North Coast when that song came on, and I think I put that song on repeat like 5 or 6 different times.
Mm-hmm.
Just the raw emotions in that song. Let's see, Jocelyn Flores is one of my favorite as well.
That song saved me. I love that song.
Crazy enough, I like Save Me. I like that.
Yes.
The one I played at my wedding with him and Lil Nas X, that was like a throwback to Jesus, John Lennon type song with him and Nas X.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was like a way throwback. I like the stuff that he puts out. When I tell you, I don't know who this person is, I'm learning who this person is that people say is my child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning who this person is through his music. Like I said, XXXTENTACION, I don't know you.
Yeah. I'm
learning who XXXTENTACION is through my music, through his music. You know what I mean? All I know is I know Jose. I left this kid yay high to my waist or under my armpit. Now I come home, I seen this grown man.
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I was stuck in a time warp. Then I step out of this time warp. Then him and Ariana had to let me know that we're grown now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not the babies that you left. We're grown. We have our own thoughts. We have our own minds. You know what I mean? And I had to be coming to grips with this. It's been a ride, man. It's been a lot of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've been learning about him through his, you know, especially through his music, his body of work that he put out. Yeah. Yeah. Some has been refreshing, some has been melancholy, some has been bittersweet. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But overall, yeah, I love the body of work that he puts out.
Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. I never thought about that. You know, Jose, but you know, XXXTentacion is a whole different person.
Whole different
entity. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not used to that when people's asking me about X. You know what I mean? I'm used to people asking me about Jose.
Mm-hmm.
I've never called him that. I've never said like, yo, X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a fan of you because you're my son and you're talented, but I'm not a fan. Like, I'm going to go out of my way. But like I said, I can understand everybody else who hasn't personally known him to say, you know, because that's what a lot of people have been introduced to him as. You know, I had to realize like the last interview I did, these kids were like they were kids when he died. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's a whole new generation.
It is.
You know? And it's been a wake up for me to realize, man, like, wow, you know what's going on 4 years since he's physically gone. And there's still a part of me that has not fully come to grips with that yet. Mm-hmm. Now I know I'm not in any illusion. I'm not disillusioned to think that he's still here. You know what I mean? But you know, the fact that I have not seen a funeral, you know, there's still a part of you that, you know, hasn't fully accepted.
Come to terms, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there, you know, there's other part of you that knows what the reality is. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. So it's been a ride, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've stole you away for an hour, so
it's been an hour already, right?
An hour, yes. If it's possible, maybe we can do another episode, and I would love to talk more about other topics that I had written down, but I don't want to take you any much longer.
It's been my pleasure.
All right. It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Right. You have a good evening.
You too. Bye.